Hey everybody, welcome to another fantastic episode of the Post-Credit Show. I'm one of your hosts, Ronnie Williams.
And I'm Serge.
Hey Serge, what's up?
The urge for Serge. I'm good.
It's nice to have you back.
I'm back on the show. I was off for 2 weeks.
Yep. You got shoved out by some ruffians, but glad you could battle back.
All my fans kept emailing me.
Did they? I didn't know they leaked your email online.
Oh, they found me.
They found you. Oh, wow. These are some dedicated fans then.
Mm-hmm. They know what's up.
So, first time joining us for the post-credit show. This show's basically for you guys. Whatever comments you want us to get out there in the world, we'll do it. If you really want to talk about, Batman versus Superman, we're going to talk about it,
Okay.
And there's a lot of upcoming movies, and if there's a particular movie that you guys demand to see, like, oh man, Wreck-It Ralph, why aren't you guys talking Wreck-It Ralph? We'll watch it and talk about it next episode,
So first off, was there any post credits on the movie?
No. Yes, no post credits for Creed 2.
That's like 5 movies in a row with no
Yeah,
post credits.
who's gonna be the Thanos of the Rocky universe? It's funny, like Rocky ruled the 80s.
Yeah.
Like it was the biggest sports movie ever, and it's funny because do you consider it a sports movie?
I consider it more of a drama.
As do I. Yeah.
I was waiting at the end of the movie. Maybe Adrian was going to emerge from the ground.
Oh, Rachel's already here. And Gwen is technical difficulties. Yes, I kind of broke the internet.
No, Wreck-It Ralph almost broke.
Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph almost broke our internet.
Yes.
But luckily Sergio is a Renaissance man, and he can fix anything.
Yes, I can wiggle the cable.
Yep. Thank you. I thought these shorts were appropriate for the show, Rachel. So thank you for the compliment, and hopefully one of our valued fans can tell us why I hung a pair of America pants behind us.
Well, on the other side it says Creed on them, but we couldn't put it up because
Yes, the stitching was coming loose. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Gwen got it right away. Creed shorts. So yeah, today we're gonna focus on the Rocky universe and Creed 2. And I think we're going to start off with a couple reviews, including The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, a Netflix release by the Coen brothers. But yeah, quick review as we do. I'd say Creed 2, see it this week. It's really good, solid movie. Try to see it in good sound, as usual, for these movies, like the landing of the punches and the music and the score. You really want the sound for this one. And I say see it in a week's time because it's going to be a gauntlet come December.
Yes.
How soon would you say?
I would say watch it on TBS.
What? Not even TNT?
No, TBS.
Oh my.
Yeah.
So they got some time, they can wait.
It's one of those long movies that you can watch at home while you're cooking.
Wow. This is the lowest rating I think we've had on the show.
Ouch. No, somebody said to read a book. What was it? Oh, your brother.
My brother, yeah,
Said
my
read a
brother.
book.
You really pay attention to the show.
Yeah.
Better so than me. That's why I keep you around, Sergio, because you're the best.
Yeah.
And we also watched Ballad of Buster Scruggs real quick because it was on Netflix and free. And, if you have Netflix, it's a low entry point. And Buster Scruggs, I'd say watch at your leisure. So I'd say watch eventually.
I would say watch it before they remove it from.
Netflix, when it's a Netflix original, it seems to stay on Netflix nearly forever.
Okay, if it's gonna stay forever, then I say watch it for New Year's.
Wow, even higher than me. See, Buster Scruggs is a bunch of Western shorts, right?
Yeah.
And some are better than others. And my favorite one is the first one with the singing cowboy.
Yeah.
But that plays to my, liking musicals and what have you. And I found that the most interesting. Then the second one, with the bank robber, pan shot. But yeah, it's just a bunch of little vignettes. So yeah, I'd say see it eventually. And if you're a Coen Brothers fan, see it this month. Because if you're a Coen Brothers fan, like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, No Country for Old Men, Fargo, those are all Coen Brothers films. If you enjoy those, maybe see it sooner, so you can be part of the conversation.
Yeah. Thank you, Gwen.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad to have you back too, Serge.
Yeah, it was a long 2 weeks.
Yeah. You're chomping at the bit, man. Rachel says, good point. Some movies need to be seen in theater for the sound effects. I wish I had surround sound. Yeah, I don't know. It used to be people wanted the home theater, right? But it seems like the only people who have decent sound are dads who've given up on life.
Those are our audience.
That's our audience? Yeah. Dads that have given up on life?
Yes, they're at home right now.
Considering our two most active chatters right now are both women, I assume they're women. Yes. But
I say surround sound. I used to have surround sound.
What do you think?
It makes a big difference.
Right. But how does it compare to a Dolby theater?
Well, that's the best.
Right.
But home surround sound, it's at the comfort of home, yes.
Yeah, okay. But what if you have a really dinky television like me?
Some good earphones.
And then you just get really close to the screen?
Yeah.
Like the kids do, watch their movies like this?
Yeah, on their knees.
The VR experience.
Oh, the VR, that's a good point.
Rachel says, I disagree. There are successful men or women who like to show off. I don't know what she's saying. Ronnie and Sergio, do you have a ritual for watching movies?
We probably eat something before we watch it.
Yeah, I like having dinner beforehand. For the ultimate movie-going experience, there's a theater I like to go to that has a Cold Stone Creamery next to it.
Wow.
So I get a medium size of that and then sneaking into the theater.
Oh, wow.
And I time it so that the commercials are just ending, so the ice cream's still pretty intact.
So it's still ice cream before it becomes
Yeah,
milkshake.
yeah. Before it becomes sugar soup.
Sugar soup, okay.
Yeah, it's this whole ritual.
That's the ritual.
Yeah. I'm not a big popcorn guy. It depends on the movie, too. If you're watching a big, long blockbuster, popcorn helps you get through it, Like in Avengers or,
Yeah.
The lesser quality of the movie, the better. Like A Quiet Place, you couldn't even eat popcorn during A Quiet Place because you wanted to keep it quiet and
You hear all the crunching.
Right. Well, in the theater, everybody did get silent after a while. It was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That usually doesn't happen.
That does not happen. Rachel says, food always seems to go with food. Mainly sugar and salty treats. Movies pairs with food, she corrected. Okay. But yeah, movies and food, because at home, I definitely eat all the time when I'm watching Netflix.
Oh.
If you guys can't tell.
Damn, Ronnie.
No comment. All right.
Well, why are you dressed up so nice, Ronnie?
Let's just say that I need to do laundry, and so either it was wearing this or wearing America shorts.
You should have worn the Creed.
Well, I don't have the abs that Michael B. Jordan does. So yeah, let's get into it. I mean, any Rocky moments that stick out to you guys? Favorite characters in the Rocky universe. I mean, it's kind of interesting. If you guys don't know, Sylvester Stallone, he was not having a good go at it as an actor, and he wrote Rocky, and just like, and he convinced the studio, hey, let's make this cheap, and the studio's like, oh, this is actually a little more special. Let's pump a little more money in it, and you have kind of a downer ending. Rocky throws the fight, and takes a payday. No. He needs to be triumphant. He needs to be a good guy.
Yeah.
But you can still see those elements in their film because he was like breaking people's thumbs, or at least threatening to break people's thumbs for, the gangster guy, the loan shark.
The Italian stallion.
Yeah, Italian stallion. Yeah, he got that. I believe the rumor is he got Italian stallion from his softcore porn name.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't want to Google search that though.
Okay.
Stallone softcore. No, thank you. Oh, Gwen says.
What does Gwen say?
Adrian. I did it.
Yeah, Ronnie. I saw the first one right before I saw the second one.
Oh, Creed?
Yeah. The first one I thought was really, really, really good.
Yeah.
The first one knocked it out of the park.
Yeah. Because, like, it was exploring, like, a new world almost, and then it went back into the Rocky universe.
Yeah. Like, you could tell, like, he's, like, a financial advisor or something. He's working in some desk job.
So basically you.
Yeah, he's like me. Like, that means I'm going to be a great boxer.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I'll be your rival.
I've always wanted to fight. But, yeah, he starts off, like, he just decides to do a full 360.
Yeah. And I liked, like, he was, like, sneaking off to box, in Mexico.
Yeah. Yeah, it has a good storyline. And then Stallone, Rocky comes in, like, maybe halfway through the movie, a little earlier than that. But,
yeah.
But it showed, like, a real struggle, like, where nobody wants to let him in, nobody wants to train him, nobody wants to
right.
him.
Like, it's interesting, he shows up at his father's old gym, and the guy's like, no, I want nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
And then he beats up, he does beat the guy he's the Apollo Creed trainer's training, right?
First, he fights Wheeler.
Yeah.
I think Wheeler is the guy.
And he
he's
beats
like
him, though,
champion.
right?
No, he gets beaten on the thing.
Oh, that's right.
He gets beaten.
Because he's so arrogant, and he hasn't been trained by Rocky yet.
Yeah. But he does beat the trainer's son, the other guy with the tattoos.
And that guy disappears. He's not in the second movie.
No. It's just a stepping stone.
Yeah.
But this new Creed movie, I felt cheated, to be honest.
Get out of town.
I felt cheated.
How so, Serge?
I felt like there was a lot of filler in the movie.
Really?
More filler than I would,
I mean, but if you look at Rocky movies, they're more about his home life than an actual boxing match, Like, the second Rocky movie, like, Adrian goes into a coma, he has a kid. Like, it's funny how much Rocky 2 mirrors Creed 2, Him and Adrian have a kid, and then there's medical issues. They had it, like, is the kid deaf or not? You don't know,
I felt a lot of recycled stuff,
Right. And, all right, didn't you think it was weird, like, correct me if I'm wrong, fans, but in the first Creed movie, wasn't she more of, like, a DJ, just, like, mixing tracks? Like, she didn't seem like she was a singer in Creed 1.
I can't really recall. I know she was the downstairs neighbor.
Right.
Cinderella Man.
Oh, I love Cinderella Man.
Oh, no.
You've never have you seen Cinderella Man?
No.
It's like an old-timey boxing movie with Russell Crowe.
I know it was Russell Crowe.
Right.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, if anybody, that's an excellent... Oh, Zombie Josh, I think he's a new guy.
Okay.
New fan of the show. But yeah, Cinderella Man, excellent boxing movie. And any other boxing movie you guys want to talk about, we'll get into. Cinderella Man, I say see it this week because I love Cinderella Man.
Okay, I'll look for Cinderella.
I mean, is it better? Do I feel it's better than the Rocky movies? Like, Rocky 1's really strong for me. But Cinderella Man, there's something about period dramas that get me, you know? And I don't know, they're pretty even in my book.
Yes, we know it's Josh. Joshy.
Yeah, Rach, I realized that Zombie Joshy is my brother. He was sitting yay last episode.
Yeah.
Yes, this is quite the family affair. I let it slip that my mom's watching too earlier. But yeah, where were we?
About the DJ, she was a singer. Her singing, we were laughing because the singing was terrible.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I believe played by Tessa Thompson. She's great in Thor Ragnarok and Sorry to Bother You, and pretty much any movie she does. But yeah, Tessa Thompson singing. I don't know if it. I think the song wasn't great either.
It wasn't helping.
Yeah, like and the other musical moments in Creed 2 I really liked. Like, they really held back playing the Rocky theme in this one. Like, there's maybe some light piano at occasions, you know, but it seems like this is getting a new feeling, you know. Like, it took like Eye of the Tiger, which I associate most to Apollo Creed, or other than Living in America. But yeah, it kind of took that, and it's like, I mean, if you've seen the trailer, the guy's like, I got, and like, you know, they're doing the punching the pads and stuff, you know, perfectly timed.
Yeah, I was really offended when he's like training and he's under the pool standing and punching.
You got offended?
I was like, come on, like
boxing in a pool.
Like, maybe that's how they train, but I think it was a little.
I mean, well, that's how Rocky got good, kind of, in Rocky 3. Apollo Creed's like, oh, you're going to swim laps. And then he swims another lap. He's like doing butterflies, and then he pulls Paulie in the pool, you know?
Yeah. Well, did they play Eye of the Tiger at the end of the movie?
Which one?
The Creed 2?
No, I was disappointed they didn't, but
they were playing the little theme. I know they were playing it.
Flying High Now?
Is it?
Dun-dun-dun,
Yeah.
dun-dun-dun.
They were playing it at the end.
Were they?
Yeah. They
were. I was too busy being blown away by the movie to notice.
Yeah.
Let's see. Rocky.
Yes, swimming is hard. It's very hard.
Yeah.
But punching is even harder underwater.
Not really. You're totally right. I don't know. It's a great visual though. Like, some movie critic said about Whiplash. Like, that's not how you get good at jazz. And then the other guy's like, well, Rocky is not how you get good at boxing, but it's hell fun to watch. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, swinging around an ox yoke and sprinting up a mountain.
Yeah.
Is that what it takes to beat a giant Russian?
That's what it takes. You got to wrestle bears, too.
Oh, yeah. They cut that for time.
Yeah.
Oh, and Josh, yes, that plant is a fixture of the show.
I got you, Josh.
Yeah, well, Zach Galifianakis called and he's like, dude, I'm the between two ferns guy. You got to back off.
Okay.
So we backed off of that, and Metro PCS backed off of using the initials PCS. So it's all circular.
Yep.
So Metro's going to get Zach Galifianakis to endorse their new T-Mobileness. That's how business works.
Yep. That's the cycle.
Now give me a gold coin.
Oh, my.
I can't look at the monitor right now. It's just my arms wave. I'm like a Muppet today, I think. Yeah.
We need Kermit.
Kermit the Frog here.
Now, one thing I was mentioning to you during the movie
Yes.
was that
You were talking very loud.
Oh no, the Russian,
Yeah.
the opponent, He looked like the UFC champion Khabib, the one that beat down McGregor.
Oh, I thought he lost to McGregor.
No, McGregor lost.
Oh, so Khabib's like the new head honcho of UFC?
He's always been.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not into UFC. Can you get a big picture for our audience?
Can we? Yes, we can. The
But-
one where he's choking McGregor, or the one where
That's pretty good. Yeah.
will it come out?
I think you need
Well,
more to
people-
center.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, that does look like the Drago.
Drago, yeah.
Yeah.
And we had predicted right before the movie that somebody's gonna throw in the towel,
Yeah, that's what I predicted, that there would be 2 matches,
Yeah.
that Creed would lose the first one, and like he gets all kinds of messed up. Like, is it weird that I like it when they're like all puffy eyed?
I like when Creed, like in the first one, his eye is like totally like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa.
Well, in the original Rocky, they actually cut his eye because there's so much blood. But it's funny how boxing's actually changed in the time of Rocky, because in the first one, like Mick and him are just doing whatever they want, and they cut his eye, I think, just so his eye could open,
Yeah.
But if there's like that much blood nowadays, they'd stop the fight.
Yeah.
The ref would be like, "No, you're bleeding too much. It's over."
It's over.
And
They come with the little flashlight.
right, and even in Creed 2, he was holding up, the fingers, and the guy was like tapping him on the back of the neck. It's funny, that side character, I don't know if he even spoke a single word. The Icer guy,
Yeah. Yeah, I saw it. How many fingers? Like,
Yeah.
taps him, like,
And that also reminds me of another boxing movie, probably the most depressing, $1 Million Baby.
the girl.
Yeah, Makushla.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, but I don't remember the details.
Rachel thinks that I like the puffy-eyed boxers because I like zombies so much. Fair theory, and I'll plug Shaun of the Dead real quick.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. Sergio demanded, if I'm going to be on the show, you got to cut back on the Shaun of the Dead.
No, I think you should be on every show now.
Oh, it's now. Oh, I see. Don't want to piss.
Gimmick.
Yeah. Well, there we go. We mentioned zombies. That's good enough.
And yes, Josh, Creed 3. What's coming out in
It's got to be coming. I mean, it made a ton of money this weekend. Wreck-It Ralph also made a lot of money, but Creed just as much. But yeah, if you guys have any comments on $1 Million Baby, Cinderella Man, or any other Creed movies, let us know. Let's dig into the comments on Creed 2, though.
The other thing I was like, it kind of bothered me is like the way he the Russian guy had a giant size advantage over him.
Yeah.
So I wanted to look up are you a heavyweight after a certain amount of weight, or
Yeah, that is a good question. Because in the first one, he definitely wasn't a heavyweight.
because the guy has him at least by 6
Right.
inches or more.
And I think they made a point that he was like meddling weight in the first movie, and then suddenly he's heavyweight so that he can fight this ginormous dude. Like, don't get me wrong, he's way more ripped in Creed 2, I think.
Yeah.
Like, you could almost believe, but like he's like 6 foot, and the Drago guy was like 6'8".
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just the amount of reach he had, like, it's like, there's no way.
The way he owned him in the first fight, it just seemed that he was going to own him like that in the second fight.
Right. Well, and then that was the whole point of the training, in the desert, was getting real close, so the reach doesn't do anything for him. Like, yeah, it's more dangerous, but, if you can get in. And, like, when the second match opened, that's my favorite moment. Like, when Creed is just dodging all these attacks, and you're like, whoa. Like, blink and you would have missed it. Like, they're just moving so quick. And I'm like, that's fun.
Should have worn the Flash shirt.
Choo 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 choo.
Okay, Ronnie. So what are the comments?
So still Guggen wrote, I love how Drago in the 1980s represented the perceived strength of the USSR. Now, years after the Cold War, we find him in the broken part of the USSR in Ukraine as a broken man himself. Yeah,
It's good.
yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like, Rocky IV might be considered a propaganda film. That Rocky could beat, the United States can beat Russia, and then Rocky gives this speech, and the communists all cheer for him. Because I can change, then anybody can change. But yeah, and what's funny is, like, that kind of movie wouldn't fly nowadays,
It was relevant for its time.
Right. Like, it's funny, like, even First Man, like, the rhetoric around it was, like, saying it was, like, a world achievement and whatnot, Like, it wasn't a flat out, like, the movie by itself, to me, definitely pushes, America and the space race, But it's odd nowadays for a movie to be, like, super pro-America, I'm wondering if that's just our sensibilities, or is it because we're marketing to a world market?
We're marketing to a world market. I
You-
would definitely say
Okay.
that. Yeah, because we don't want to offend anybody, We want to get their money.
Yeah. As Mad Men say, consumer has no race. So you have to sell to everybody.
Yeah.
Or as I recently learned from a great social media guru, get everybody want to do it.
Get everybody want to do it.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So that's what we're going to apply to this show is get everybody want to do it. Yep, Rachel, he keeps it close. So,
Drago?
Yeah.
His dad was blaming Rocky for losing his wife.
Right.
So he was, like, poisoning his, like...
Son, yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking that Creed was going to do something about that. He was going to use that to his advantage.
Right.
But it was just kind of like a side story. It never really hit like.
Right. Well, it's interesting. Like, there's no real bad guy. Like, they make him pretty bad. Like, he does a sucker punch on Creed. In the first fight. And it ends in a disqualification. And that's an interesting way to end it. But at the end, like, they're like, yeah, they're both okay guys jogging.
Yeah.
Like, there's an understanding there. Like, but that's Rocky for the most part. At least the first three films, because Apollo Creed becomes his friend eventually.
Yeah.
But Clubber Lang, like other later Rocky people, even Drago, like, he was just an emotionless robot in Rocky IV. Like, he says like 30 times the lines in Creed 2 than he did in the first one. Like, all I remember him saying the first one was, I will break you.
He will break.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. But the beginning of Creed 2 totally reminded me of Iron Man 2.
Yeah. The guy who was building the little thing. I was going to say that too. I was like, he's going to build this little donut thing.
Right. So if you've seen Iron Man 2, there's a Russian guy sitting in a crummy apartment, living rough, and he wants revenge against Tony Stark because of the sins of his father. Exact same thing. There's this Russian guy, and he's like, because of my father, I want to take out the son of this guy.
See, all this is recycled stuff.
Yeah.
What else did people say about the movie, Ronnie?
You got one?
Says the movie was very predictable and and yet I was still heavily invested on the edge of my seat.
That seems like a fair assessment to me. Who said that?
Enjoy Taffy. I
Ooh.
enjoy Taffy.
I enjoy Taffy too.
I enjoy Taffy.
Why does Drago throw in the towel with a few seconds around and up on points? That's what I didn't get. It seems like it was the 11th round, so only one more defensive round for the title. That's kind of interesting. But I think the whole point of Drago throwing in the towel was, that his son was not going to stop, He was going to keep getting up until he died. That's the only way you could beat Drago is to kill him. At least his son. And so that he's like, no, you're going to get too hurt. He threw in the towel,
Yeah, he was going to... It's kind of like he kind of understood what Rocky should have done.
Yeah.
And then he does it. He's the bigger man, and he just does it.
Mm-hmm. So Gwen's asking, is Creed 2 a revenge movie? Sort of. I mean, it plays on many levels.
It does have that feel at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, definitely the beginning. Because, it's like, holy buckets, this killer is around, but, it was in a boxing match, so it's kind of legal.
Yeah, it's legal to kill in the boxing match.
Right.
And now the son's back for revenge. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, Creed himself was probably the most wronged person, but yet Drago and his son are also back for revenge against Rocky. Like, it's just like a circle,
Yeah.
Just like the Zach Galifianakis thing in Us.
And the plant.
In the plant, yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'd say, it is a revenge film. Much like Rocky 7, Adrian's Revenge.
Adrian's Revenge.
Rocky 2 plus Rocky 5 equals Rocky 7, Adrian's Revenge.
I'm telling you, she should have been in the post-credits.
Oh, yeah, it's funny. That's the only Rocky movie I haven't seen is Rocky Balboa. Even though I know Peter Petrelli from Heroes and This Is Us is on it. That's the only reason I understood the very ending of Creed 2 when Rocky's reunited with his son.
I haven't seen it either.
I bet you our comments are going to blow up and be like, oh, I love This Is Us. Oh, the dad, the mustache. Slight delay. I bet you it's coming. Anything else?
I think we discussed just about everything.
Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
So...
Oh, yep. Zombie Tashi's like, I love This Is Us. But yeah, for those of you watching and, have vested interest in the show, I mean, December is going to be quite the gauntlet. I mean, we got the 14th Mortal Engines coming out. The guy who made Lord of the Rings has these giant moving cities that cannibalize each other in a post-apocalyptic world. You got Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse. I'm using my producer card. We're definitely talking Spider-Man.
Okay.
Also, the week after that, we got Aquaman, Bumblebee, Mrs. Poppins Returns, Mary Poppins.
Mrs. Poppins.
Mrs. Poppins.
It wasn't wrong.
I think next week is Mary, Queen of Scots.
Okay.
Have you heard about that one at all?
No, what is that?
Historical period piece about Mary, Queen of Scots. She has a claim to the English throne, and because the current queen has no heir, and since she has an heir, she should take over the throne, And so they go to war, and it's like two really great actresses. Margot Robbie plays the older queen, and I love Margot Robbie. She's always good in any film. And then the gal from Lady Bird. Yeah.
I think I remember the preview.
So yeah, get out your history books. What?
What happened?
Rachel said she got the PS4 Spider-Man video game. And I'm like, since when do you have a PS4?
Oh, I heard that was a really good game.
I heard so as well.
It was very deep.
Almost as good as Spider-Man 2. Both the movie and the video game. Have you played Spider-Man 2?
No.
Oh, it was great. Because when you actually swang around the buildings, it was like real physics. You'd attach to a corner of a building and then like wrap around it if you didn't do another web. So, but yeah, I guess I'll have to play that.
I heard that the aunt dies on the Spider-Man PS4.
No, spoilers!
Oh, sorry.
Because this is totally a non... But yeah, Joshy, it's pretty tough covering all these movies. That's why we have the empty microphone in the middle. We're still calling out for more hosts. You know, if we could get a real dedicated Harry Potter fan. Although it seemed to have won you over.
Oh yeah, Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about your fantastic experience?
I think that was like the first movie I saw. It was genuinely good, but I'm a sucker for any movie with creatures and animals.
Oh, yeah. Oh, have you seen the trailer for Detective Pikachu?
Detective Pikachu. Wow, what a heartbreaker.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
What have they done? What have they done to the Lion King?
Oh, I haven't seen the Lion King one. Is that good?
The trailer?
Yeah.
OMG.
It does it look cool?
Oh, I don't know. Everybody wants to see it.
Okay.
So we'll definitely see the Lion King.
Yeah, pretty much any Disney product we're going to end up watching. Wreck-It Ralph. I don't know if you guys agree with this, but I think Creed 2 wins out over Wreck-It Ralph. But like I said, if you guys really want to discuss it, we'll go back and watch it. Like, I'm probably going to watch it tonight just because, I like watching movies on Sundays too.
Okay.
But, and that's only if Green Book it doesn't have a convenient time, because I really want to see Green Book.
I miss Green Book. I really wanted to see it too.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we move on to Buster?
Tommy Judge says it's not how hard you can hit, it's how hard you can get it and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Rocky. That's a good quote, Josh.
The Italian stallion, I'm telling you.
Oh, Rachel's had a PS4 since Black Friday.
Oh.
That explains it. You guys are crazy. But yeah, I think, we've covered a good chunk of the show. Next, I'm fairly certain it's Mary, Queen of Scots that comes out first in December. But I'll let you know on our social media pages. And get at us. If you know there's a particular movie you want to watch, let us know. So, how you good, Serge?
I'm good. We're not going to discuss Mr. Shrugs?
It speaks for itself. Like, it's so short. Like, you can watch it, intermittent. Like, your favorite one was the one that got the most dark, maybe. I don't know if you want to spoil that, because,
Okay.
Because this is, like, the most easy access movie out there. So, I'd say watch it at your leisure. They're just like Black Mirror. Watch, a segment. I might suggest, like, if you are really familiar with, like, actors and like to be surprised who's in it, skip the first, credits part until they open the book.
Yeah.
And pay attention to the sound. Coen Brothers do amazing things with sound. Like, you'll hear something that keeps going even after you don't see it anymore. Apparently they call that the hubcap, because even if you see a hubcap flying off, they'll still add the wobble as it, Yeah, that's the Coen Brothers technique, apparently.
Okay.
Another fun fact from Ronnie. So thank you for joining us for another post-credit show. I've been Ronnie Williams.
Serge.
Let us know what more movies you want to discuss.